Catch a Vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
Assalamu alaikum everybody, peace and love, and welcome to another episode of Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass. Catch a Vibe is Pulse's first and only music dedicated radio show. It airs every Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. on Pulse 95 Radio, and if you've missed any episode or any show, it's available on YouTube, and it's available on streaming platform as audio. So far, we've had 35 incredible episodes, and actually today is episode number 36. Shout out to all the musicians, the singers, the songwriters, the music enthusiasts, man oh man. Now, today is a special one for two reasons. One, obviously, he's one of the... he's an incredible, DJ and somebody who really knows music and a facilitator of music. I love the fact that he gives us incredible experiences. That's one. Number two, it's his heart and the way he goes by in his life that I truly, personally, for me, as I'm talking about me, connect with him. I've seen him on and around, and he is always in the best events, always in the coolest events, but always staying humble. And just when you look at him, you go like, wow. I feel, and I know it's a big statement what I'm about to say, when I see this brother, I feel that the music community in the UAE is in a good place. I'm talking about Shef Codes. We're going to say salam, man. Peace.
My man. God, what an intro. Thank you so much for the intro, Has.
I don't know. Look, every time I'm going to introduce it differently. But what I said right now is maybe because I saw you right now, I feel you've been in the music community for quite some time. And when I see you show me the good side of it, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Because the industry is ugly, man. Like, it's tough. And you show me the good side of it.
Thank you so much. I mean, I always try to portray the good parts of everything,
yeah.
Right? I think so every industry is dark, but try to bring in the good vibes. And yeah. I know it's like oversaid, but
no, but that's exactly how I feel about you. So thank you and welcome to the show. We're gonna start with obviously like Shef Codes. How did he get into music and DJ? Like, tell me the story.
The story. I feel like I was always interested in music, right?
Okay.
My family gatherings surrounded around music. It was always just about having fun everywhere. Every time we would meet up, family gatherings would just be around music and dancing and having great food. So my uncle used to be the DJ, or what you would call the selector, right?
Nice.
He would have these cassettes and CDs, and because it has to be a continuous array of music that people could dance to. So he would sit down and like lay all the cassettes so that people would come in, and then he would just play the cassettes one by one. So
wow. He would lay the cassettes.
Yeah, he'll just lay it down because he knows that he's probably played it a couple of times at home, and then he would just arrange it. So what I would do is, as a kid, I'm like, wow, I'm just a nerd. I want to be around that. I want to be close to the cassettes.
How old were you at that point?
Probably like 6, 7.
Oh wow, you got attracted to that.
Yeah, I was like, what's he doing? How is he doing it? I just want to open all these cassettes and see what's inside, because these back in the day the cassette had those leaflets.
Yeah, amazing. I love this.
Yeah, I would just literally open it and then just go through the whole thing. It didn't make any sense to me, but it was just fun for me. And then I think what happened was,
wow,
yeah, internet really propelled me into the position of understanding and knowing like, oh, there's a job called a DJ. Wow, there's people that get paid to mix music, put music together.
Yeah,
wow, I'm like,
to curate music.
Music. What, like, there's Tiesto and like house music, and obviously, everyone's gateway into DJing is usually through house music. So
is that Chef? Is that a fact? Because a lot of DJs say that.
I feel like it is. I feel like people get attracted to that. Like most of the festivals and because it's not based on words, it's based on feeling, right? It's like beats, and if you're from Spain, if you're from France, if you're from Saudi now, like relatively new Saudi, and even in Dubai, everyone could go to a Tiesto concert or like a Paul Van Dyke concert
Yeah.
and would still have a good time, even though it doesn't make any sense. It's just they're just playing beats that everyone just it's on a good energy, good level, and was just enjoying it. And I think that was my gateway into DJing.
Who were the names again? Was it like the Tiestos?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's the top of my head, right? I think he was the biggest DJ at that time.
Yeah.
Still probably is one of the biggest DJs.
Yeah, man. He built an incredible business name for sure.
He's a legend. Like he's a legend of a DJ. Still pay respect to him as a DJ. That was my really like, oh, I could do this. I wanna try and see how I can manipulate music, mix one and one together, and obviously that time, I wasn't what do you call this, introduced to hip hop. I was introduced to, when I came from Sri Lanka, introduced to pop music, which was Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and
the Christina
Aguilera.
Yeah.
Obviously like Boyz II Men at that time was the blueprint, right? To all these.
Thank you for saying that.
Boyz II Men was the blueprint for all these boy bands.
Oh, see, where's my round of applause? Wait. Yo, 1 second. You're the second person to say that. The first one was Alqam Abri. We were talking about, that's why they call Boyz II Men.
Yeah, exactly. That was a blueprint.
Yeah.
And I kind of gravitated towards more of an R&B, right? I wanted to see how I can put these songs together. So like I said, my gateway into music or into DJing and pop music was Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. And I would realize that everything sounded very similar. So Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, everybody had the same producer, Max Martin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just one producer that produced more, like the Switch guy that produced for everybody. But nobody knew.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it back then. Obviously, the older I got, the more information that I gathered.
Put two and two together. Okay.
But in my head, I thought, I can put this Backstreet Boys song with this NSYNC song. I was like, how would that work?
Wait, how old were you when you were thinking like that?
I was a teenager.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I've listened to Ricky D's Top 40.
Yeah.
Every week.
Wow.
Ricky
D's in the weekly Top 40.
Yeah. I used to listen to it religiously, trying to see what's number one. And then while I listened to it, there was all these R&B songs, right? And obviously, like, don't want to say his name, but R. Kelly was really popular at that time. And all these, like, he was singing all these positive things like Happy People and
correct.
I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah.
Space Jam.
Yeah.
And then I was introduced to turntablism.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? I need to know what he's doing. And obviously I was learning it back to back. So I went to a school where I was introduced to a lot of like gangster rap, like
the NWA,
the Tupac Shakur. That was the beginning of my journey with hip hop, and this was while I was in high school. And then,
wait, that's very interesting, man. Do you remember the first time you were on the deck? Like, do you remember that first moment when you were like, face to face? Really?
I think everybody as a DJ, when they mix their first two songs together,
you remember.
They never forget. They never forget again.
Because it's such an accomplishment at that point.
Yeah, and so while this was going on, I was trying to figure out, do you know what? I'm going to download all these programs. I'm going to figure everything out by myself. So I learned about BPM. I learned that, the professional DJs, once they have their BPM set, they don't change it. So I was like trying to figure out, like, yo, what does that even mean? Like, how does that work? So in me being inquisitive, realized that I could manipulate music, right? And like, I can increase a song and decrease a song with this equipment.
Yeah.
So I downloaded this program. I don't know what it was called. Like, it was like a virtual DJ or something.
Okay.
Back in the day, like got bootlegged all these like MP3s.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, we all did. Like it was like Shazam.
Yeah,
you know,
oh,
just
Yeah.
put all those stuff in LimeWire. Downloaded this-
LimeWire. Wow.
Yeah, just downloaded these MP3s and kind of like threw into this program and figure it out myself.
Was that, I used to use Winamp.
Winamp it was classic.
Yeah.
yeah. Remember the
Yeah.
the soundbite of it.
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay.
So yeah, I think me being inquisitive even more was like, okay, I need professional equipment now. How do I get my hands on professional equipment? I can't speed up or slow down a song just as yet. So my uncle used to be a general manager of a hotel.
Wow.
Yeah, and
I see where this goes.
yeah, so I spoke to him. I'm like, listen, I really need to. I want to learn. And then he's like, I don't think so. You're not going to be allowed. You're still young. Like you can't go to a club.
Yeah.
I think I was like maybe 15, 16 then.
Okay.
And then
What did he do?
he didn't do anything. He was like, I'm not going to do nothing.
Okay.
So one of my cousins, my relatives, he comes down from Sri Lanka to Dubai to work as a DJ.
What?
He convinced my uncle.
Really?
He's like, listen,
Wait, what's your cousin's name?
Mas Ramli.
Oh man, bless him.
Yeah. He was the first person to kind of like put me in front of a DJ system and said, this is what you need to do. You need to press play. You need to press Q. These are the two CDs. I'll give you two CDs. Play this song and this song. It was Black Eyed Peas.
Oh wow, you remember the records?
I remember the records.
It's incredible.
But Black Eyed Peas, Where's the Love?
Yeah.
And Sean Paul's Get Busy.
Wow.
Yeah. And like it obviously right now at this moment thinking about it did not match
Yeah.
like sonically, but it was the same BPM or very similar BPMs. And I played it. He looked at me, he said, Chef, you're going to be a big DJ one day. I thought he was just lying. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like,
The way you.
the way you did it, I've taught so many people how to play, and this was your first time touching this. You're gonna be a big DJ.
Yo.
And I was like,
That's another round of applause right here for the Shef Codes. That's amazing. That must feel good for you.
yeah, it was good. I was like, yes. I'm like, what? I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, okay. Then he goes and tells my mom. I'm like, he's like, oh, you know, your son's gonna be a really good DJ, and she didn't believe it because there's all these negative connotations that go with DJing.
Yeah, I would definitely want to talk about that.
So,
But what's interesting is obviously your story and how you got into it. I think it's the sense of curiosity
Yeah.
with Shef Codes that got you to where you are,
100%.
obviously today, which is very, very interesting. I'm going to take a short break. So I put you on the spot. You're the radio host right now, and we can play any record you want. Obviously, as a DJ, you have a lot of records named, but as long as it's clean, radio friendly, that's your challenge.
I think my job itself as a DJ portrays it, so I think it's best for you to do it.
Oh wow, he's throwing it at me.
Yeah.
No, what about we play "Where's the Love"?
Let's
yeah?
do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a cool record for
Let's
you,
do
and
it.
one of the records that we're playing that, ladies and gentlemen. We got DJ Shef Codes, who is. Like I said, one of the most important, music personalities for sure, and a DJ. But for me, great heart, incredible guy. We're gonna be right back. Enjoy this record. We're talking more DJing, music, the UAE music community, and all up next. It's Catch a Vibe.
Catch a Vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
Only on Pulse 95 Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass. There's every Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 10 p.m. You can catch all the episodes on YouTube and obviously streaming platforms. If you're an audio person, they're all there. Catch a Vibe, Big Hass. I have a special guest in the building. He's a DJ, and I've said it before, like one of the just most incredible human beings that I've known right here. Shef Codes, ladies and gentlemen. You're telling me, Chef, that you've been here since 1994.
Yeah, 94, 95, yeah.
Incredible. So, first question is I gotta ask you, because I came to the UAE in 2016, so
Okay.
I'm kind of new.
Okay.
From 1994 till now, you've seen a lot change in the country, change in the way music is.
Everything.
Everything changed.
Everything.
Right? So, musically, and specifically with DJing,
Yeah.
what would you say is the biggest evolution from then till now?
I just think it's the influx of DJs from outside, and then
Nice.
the inspiration I would feel, especially with the internet. There was a lot of people that was very one-sided. Like they had, what do you call those things? Like the horse.
Yeah, the horse.
It's like
horse
it's
eye.
very
Yeah, that's how I call it. I'm the wrong person to ask, but yeah,
yeah.
horse vision.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're very one vision. I think the more people came and the more more DJs like played music differently, I guess. That's one thing. It's also like the types of music.
Okay.
We were just playing hip hop,
Yes.
and but like hardcore hip hop.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like hardcore like R&B, like a lot of different B-sides. Like obviously shout out Ronnie Jax,
Oh wow, that's special shout out to him.
yeah, like
for sure.
He's been in the game for so long, and I remember listening to him while he was on radio, and he would play these records that no one was playing, and it was all B-sides of certain R&B songs and hip hop songs. And I think the more people came to Dubai, everything changed musically, sonically. It's a lot of like nowadays it's obviously everyone's playing Afrobeats, but there was a time where like nobody played Afrobeats.
Correct.
Nobody knew what Afrobeats was.
Yeah.
So I think the more people came, the more music developed, and
That's interesting.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you like it's one of those tough questions. From the looks of it, a lot of people want to be DJs because they think obviously DJ they have the you play a great song, the crowd go crazy. They take that element of it, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of challenging to it. First of all, I think the question is, what is like the biggest misconception about DJs? Like from you, as like what is it that people might not understand
Yeah, I think
about the art form itself? Because it's an art form for me.
yeah, of course. Like it's an art form for me as well. Like to do with hip hop in general, MCing is an art form. Like not everyone can grab a mic and spit bars.
Facts.
And like write intellectually as like J. Cole or Kendrick or all these greats. And the same way people can't paint, like people can't do graffiti.
Yeah.
So with that, hip hop, like DJing, was also an art form, right? And I think the most like people really think that DJing is just playing music, but it's not just that.
No.
Like nowadays, you gotta research music. You gotta create these crates or just have to.
For me,
you
it's
gotta
about
do a lot more.
100%. For me, it's an experience. That's why I get it. For me, it's the. But I think most people maybe listening, they think it's just you're really playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, I think recently Jazzy Jeff was talking about that. I'm not sure if you saw a clip. They asked him about what's the button called? There's a button.
Sync button.
The sync button. And he was like, I don't know what's your problem with the sync button. He's like, still a DJ is a DJ. You can use the technology. You cannot use it. It's technology.
Yeah.
But the most important thing in a DJ is the music.
Yeah.
What you agree or disagree with that?
No, it's true. Like if it's there, it's there. If you want to use it, use it. If
That's
you don't
exactly
wanna
what he said.
If you don't want to use it, don't use it. It's there.
The devil advocate's question is that a lot of people have been using it and then calling themselves like DJs, and this is where this question debate worldwide it's happening in terms of like But he, a lot of people were disagreeing with him and saying, no, but an art form is an art form. You have to learn how to, DJ. But he was saying, no, it's a technology. So I guess this is what the debate is.
It's okay. I feel like it's a long conversation.
It is.
Right? It's kind of like learning how to drive, right? People know how to drive. People will learn how to drive. People learn how to drive manual just because, they have a bigger understanding with the car, a deeper connection with the car. But now we have automatic cars, right? And then people still want to do it. There are still manual cars if you want to
Facts.
drive
Let me
manual.
ask you this:
Yeah.
if I use the sync button,
Yeah.
do you consider me as a DJ?
I mean, I'm not that kind of person to be telling anybody you're not
Okay.
a DJ or not.
Yeah, see, this is a nice guy. I'm telling you, man. I've been telling you. No, but I think this is the conversation with a lot of people that are, get into DJing and get into. For me, it's the experience. So every time I've seen an event, for example, that you're playing in, it's the experience. It's the way you vibe, and you create that energy. So I guess my question to you right now, and we spoke about this why before. You obviously have your residencies where you play music that everyone wants to hear, and then sometimes you play for friends and family or events that you're part of that you put together.
Yeah.
What's the main difference between both, Shef Codes?
I think as a DJ, I think a lot of people come to my sets expecting something,
Facts.
right? They're like, oh, we've heard about Chef. We want to see how he DJs. But a lot of times at a club, they just want to dance, you know? And I think, yeah, like for the most part of it, I still want to make people dance.
Of course.
But when you're a club or no one's really paying attention to that fully.
I get it.
It's a psychological thing, right?
No, but for you, psychologically and the way you prepare is different from both, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Because people want to dance. They don't want to. They're coming there to forget about what's happening in the outer world. They just want to come, listen to good music, have a good time with their friends, and leave.
Bounce.
But when it's an event, when it's an event that someone's planned for,
Cultural event, more like
culture
it.
event, people want to come and like experience it. They're like, they come, they see me, and they tell me or tell somebody else, oh my God, I can't believe Chef did this.
Okay, so the question is,
Yeah.
which one you like more?
I like both of it.
Seriously?
Yeah, I like.
Like 50-50?
It's a 50-50. But nowadays, like like this year recently, I've been very selective of where I play.
Okay.
Very, very selective.
And also, thank you for saying that. I think it took a lot of work for you to reach that.
Yeah, of course.
So I want to know from you, when do you think when do you think you've kind of in a way, not mastered, because you're a player in this game and obviously you're always going to be learning, but when would you say was the peak of Shef Codes in terms of I've reached the part where I'm confident in everything that I do DJing wise?
For the most part, a lot of DJs nowadays, it's the bread and butter.
Yes.
So they're just gonna
Correct.
take as many gigs as they can. And I think I'm super blessed and lucky to have an opportunity to do more than just DJing, because I do a lot of work with brands and I work on campaigns and whatnot, right? So I've reached that level where I can be comfortable and sustain myself in that way.
More than one income.
Yeah, more than one income, and that way I can pick and choose where I want to play. And I'm not saying it in any manner. But
No, 100%. But were you always like that?
never. It was after COVID.
Okay.
Yeah,
After COVID.
yeah.
I mean, we got to address this. COVID was so tough on creatives. How was that period for you, Shef Codes?
I wouldn't say I was borderline depressed, but because I was following a routine and system, I was on cruise control. I think as a DJ, like everybody was on cruise control because
Yeah.
you get paid really well as a DJ, like especially when I was DJing at that time, because I was DJing 6-7 nights a week.
Bless.
Yeah, and I was just at it, and I didn't really think about what would happen if this
That
stopped.
stopped.
Yeah,
And it did, ladies and gentlemen, in a moment.
yeah.
It wasn't gradual.
Yeah, they said,
Done.
Yeah,
I remember the day. Shut down.
Yeah, Chef don't come, and we don't know when it's gonna open again. There was no end date.
That's a fact.
So then I had to realize, I had to think to myself, how do I get past this? How do I do even more, right? And then I just realized that I could do a lot more on, nowadays you could do a lot more with, like, if you put your mind into something, you could do it. And I just realized that I could make more money off of Instagram and that kind of stuff. And I'm super blessed. I don't think a lot of people get to that opportunities. Sometimes it's just luck. It's just a stroke of luck. Like it's timing. It's just being in. conversation with somebody. Yeah.
You know, Chef, it's interesting. I think this is one of the longest conversations we've had. we know each other for a while.
Yeah,
But what's interesting is that I feel that you're in. Is it content? Like you feel like you're happy with your life. You're happy with where you are. Am I right?
Yeah.
And also, was that difficult to reach? This peace within you? I feel there's a peace about you. Were you always like that? Again,
I was always like that.
Okay.
I wasn't chasing.
Yes.
Because once you chase, you never stop.
But see, that's the crazy part. For me, chasing is hunger.
Yeah, no.
So you are hungry.
Agree. I'm hungry, but like, I'm hungry to get to certain places, but I know I'm very confident enough and to get to that spot. I know I can get there.
Wow.
But like, it's a very subtle thing about me. I'm never gonna chase what I know I can get. Does that make sense?
What?
Yeah.
Wait. I'm dropping jewels right here. It took me a second. It took me a second to realize that. But yeah, that's incredible, man. I love it. We're gonna take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We are with DJ Shef Codes. Love the dude. What would you like us to play right now, Chef? Anything?
What's your favorite jam right now?
That's a good question. I mean, I like a lot. I feel like I want to play the Summertime record.
Okay, play Summertime.
Yeah?
I want to listen to
You
it.
like that record?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. We're playing that, of course, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Shefco is with us right here on Pulse 95 Radio. Catch a vibe. Do not go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95. Pulse.
Only on Pulse 95 Radio. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Catch a vibe. My special guest today, he's a DJ based here in the UAE. He's been in the UAE since 1994. Shef Codes. You've been DJing since 1994?
Oh, no.
Way before?
Well, I was like 9 when I came to Dubai.
Oh, right. Yeah, 9. Yeah,
You can calculate it.
Yeah. When did you start DJing then?
When I was 16, 17.
16.
Yeah. 16,
Okay.
17, yeah.
Do you remember your first official
Gig.
job? Yeah. Gig-wise.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that's the reason. That's how I came up with my name.
Mm.
And I don't know if this question was part of it or not.
No, yeah, 100%.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
I was trying to get as many gigs as I can because I was just trying to DJ everywhere, and I used to do Indian weddings and Persian engagement parties.
Bless.
And at that time, like there was internet, but it was very scarce. Like you had to go somewhere and get internet. Like I had to go to an internet cafe.
Internet cafe. Allah.
And then download all this music and then burn it on a CD. And I had to go to a friend's house to do it. So there was this variation of different music that I was doing in like a year or two. So, and I thought to myself, it was a language that I was doing. It was a DJ code. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna use DJ Code as my DJ name because I was playing these different parties in different languages, right? Because it's my language, like a computer code, DJ Code.
Correct.
And then
That's so cool.
yeah, I went to an internet cafe,
Okay.
typed in DJ Code. Was this whole array of DJ codes.
Really?
Yeah.
I never looked at. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and then I said I'm gonna call myself DJ Chef, and then there was a whole bunch of DJ Chef. It's like S. And I was like, why? How is there a lot of DJ Chef? Like, I didn't know that there was a lot of chef. And then I went back home, and then I don't know why I woke up in the morning one time, and then I said I'm gonna call myself Shef Codes.
That's it.
Because I can look at myself as an artist. If I had to paint something, I could call myself Shef Codes.
Facts.
And then any parties that I would do, it would be a coded party.
Oh wow.
Right? I don't know why it came, but like that was the whole reasoning behind Shef Codes.
What?
And then I was listening to Linkin Park at that time.
Oh yeah.
And then the DJ's name was Mr. Han. I just used Mr. as a salute to him. So it's Mr. Han, Mr. Shef Codes. That's it. That's my name. I'm gonna use that.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you're talking like this story right now, looking back at everything that you've accomplished,
Yeah.
what comes to your mind? No, seriously, like everything that you've done in terms of like, obviously reflecting the UAE, giving, DJing and the respect that this art form does. And you're one of the most respectful, obviously, names right now. I'm not telling you this because you're with me. I've done my research when I came here to this country, 2016, officially. I think we've met 2008
Yes.
at a Red Bull event.
Yeah.
And I think I've asked, and I've asked a lot of people, and your name is like one of the most common names between
Wow.
people. Yeah, and in terms of respect, I'm talking about respect and just like how do you look back when you sitting in the internet cafe trying to come up with a name, and right now
Yeah.
as one of the most established DJs in the UAE and the region?
I don't know what to say. Like, I'm honestly in shock. I didn't do it for anything. I just did it because I love music,
You love it.
right? And at that time, I was just trying to put music together because, like I said, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, I'm gonna put these songs together in my head, and then obviously fell in love with hip hop and R&B, and then it was a bigger conversation after that, right after turntablism and watching all these movies and documentaries. I didn't do it for anything. I just did it because I love music. I was playing free house parties. I was doing stuff just because I could do it. Just because I had the means and I had the skill and I had the knowledge to do it. I just did it. I didn't really know that I was going to come this far.
That kind of vision and that mentality, has it shifted or changed when you saw the success that you're in, or you're still in that mentality?
So different people have different versions of success,
Facts.
right? Someone told me that the way you look at success is if you do something that you love and get paid to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm successful. So I didn't really like, is successful getting a lot of money or successful just doing what you want to do and just getting paid from it? So I didn't really see myself successful until I heard that statement. That was just maybe 10 years ago.
Very interesting. Any doubts about, how you kind of carried on with your career?
When I first started doing these house parties, and when I first started doing these Indian parties, I didn't, because I was trying to just get by, right? And I was just doing as much as I can. You start to doubt yourself. You're like, wait, how are these people doing that I'm not doing? Because you always try to look at the outside world, and you see all the wrong. You don't see the right.
That's human nature, correct?
Yes, it's human nature. So I always doubted myself at that time. And then I realized that, wait, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just trying to do as much as like all these other parties where I'm not concentrating on one thing. I'm not concentrating on hip hop, or I'm just trying to do Indian parties and Persian parties. And obviously I don't know anything about Hindi music. I don't know anything about Persian music. But I do know everything about, or trying to learn as much as I can about hip hop music.
Very interesting. Again, in terms of like, Chef, would you say there was a moment in your life that was like kind of deciding, that shifted you, or was it like the journey? Was it one moment, or it's like a journey?
It was always a journey.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always a journey. I never really sat down by myself and said, oh wait, this is when I should shift. No, it's a gradual thing. Like you learn as you go, I guess.
Speaking about the community over here, in terms of like, DJing, and also before we get into that, in terms of production, do you dabble with that as well right now, or no?
We've had a lot of conversations about this.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. So is that something in your mind, or?
No, I always wanted to do it. I just haven't had the headspace to do it. I know how to do it. I have a lot of people who are producers.
Yeah.
And that I'm blessed to know, but I haven't really had the headspace and time.
Do they tell you? Are they on you like, hey, give it a try?
Yeah, they always tell me. It's like, yo, Chef, just come and just sit down with us, and you will come up with something. But never really had the, like I said, the headspace and the time. And
you know how I see it right now, just knowing a little bit of the history of Chef. I think you're still not curious about it. The second you get curious about it, all
No,
these
I've
producers.
always been curious about production.
Production.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can produce if you lock me in a room
Okay.
for a whole day, I can come up with something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, just to push it, why don't you try to, what's stopping you from, like, also DJing and producing?
You were talking about if you give somebody a controller and tell them how to do a sync button,
Yeah.
would you call them a DJ?
Yeah.
Would people call me a producer if I did that?
I mean, look, the interesting part is there's so many, obviously, DJ slash producers have done.
But my conception of producer is also getting a drummer, getting a rapper, and getting someone who plays the piano together, and that's being a producer. That's what Quincy Jones did, right?
Facts.
From Michael Jackson.
Okay.
So I look at it from that perspective. I look at it from like an executive producer set. Yeah.
But actually, that makes sense because, and it's interesting. There's a big difference, in my opinion, between producer and a beat maker.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting. I want to take a short break, but just something that you said. What is this record?
Is it Full House?
Hey, it is Full House.
Yeah.
When he said Full House, I used to watch Full House.
Yeah.
Can someone sample that? It was really good. It was like something really cool. What are some of the shows that you watched? Obviously, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was
Fresh Prince. Actually got even more curious about turntablism because of Jazzy Jeff.
Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, shout out Jazzy Jeff.
I mean, I know that you met him.
Yeah. It's a funny story. I used to watch reruns of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
And we didn't have Netflix back in the day or internet. Like, so you had to watch reruns of something from somewhere. So they would repeat it on a TV channel.
Okay.
And I would catch some of the episodes. Obviously, when you're watching the series,
yeah,
you didn't know. I mean, like, I didn't know that there was an actual Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah,
the actual Fresh Prince of Bel and Jazzy Jeff in real life.
Yeah,
rapping and DJing and whatnot. I didn't know this, so me finding out that Jazzy Jeff was actually a DJ blew my mind. I was like, what? Who? What? Like, I should like the character on TV, and now I can relate to it. And then kept watching, and do you know when something's in your head, like it doesn't really mean anything. You never forget anything because it's right back in your head.
Fast forward.
Yeah, fast forward. I've obviously linked up with Bliss and got to meet all these different people.
Shout out DJ Bliss.
He told me, Chef, listen, I want you to DJ this party. Come for this opening party. I didn't know. Okay, I was like, cool. I will come for this opening party. And guess who was the special guest?
You're kidding.
Jazzy Jeff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and then
how was that moment though?
Like when for me, it was I walked in. I remember this very clearly. I'm not kidding about this. So I walked in with a friend of mine, not knowing what to expect, right? And the place where he was at was just busy, was pumping. I cannot find Bliss. I'm not trying to like grab someone's attention. Like if you know me, like I'm very like
100%
quiet dude. I would just like be in the back somewhere, like say what's up.
Yeah.
So me coming to the club, the MC at that time says, "Whoa, hold up, Jazzy, hold up. There's the police outside, and they want us to stop the music." And I'm thinking, what's going on? Why are they stopping the music, right? And Jazzy plays "Sound of the Police" by KRS-One.
You're kidding. Wow.
What?
Respect.
Yeah, and then
wow.
And then after that,
what a story.
Crazy story. And then, so that club didn't work with me and Bliss, like in the sense that, you hear stories, Chef, come and play, blah blah, and that club closed down, so I didn't really get to play this club. So now in my head, I'm like, I'm never gonna play with Bliss. I'm never gonna play at this club. And then 2 months or 3 months later, he messages me saying, "Chef, listen, I want you to come and DJ at this place, blah blah blah." And I DJ. 5 years later, I'm opening up for Jazzy Jeff
Wow.
at the same place I saw him DJ at.
Did you tell him that story?
I didn't tell him, obviously. they're like it's
Wow.
it's crazy.
What a story.
Yeah,
Did you manifest that, I guess? Like, you know?
I manifested it because I don't know, maybe like
Yeah.
it was just that. It was just
But Jazzy Jeff, yeah, I mean, for a lot of you guys listening, obviously Jazzy Jeff is really a staple in terms of DJing, and also comes to even to hip hop culture. He's done so much as well. So, but I know for DJs, you know, he has a special place.
Yeah, it's a special place. He was one of the first DJs to win a Grammy with Will Smith. So yeah,
correct. Man, the discussion with Shef is one of those that are like just it keeps going on and on. But we're gonna take a short break. What record you want me to play right now, Shef Code? Like, let's say you're DJing the show right now. What would you play? I know it's a tough question, obviously.
Let's play something from Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Nice. Which record?
Let's play the Summertime record. What did you play before?
Summertime. That was but let's play another record for Will Smith. Do you like? Was it Miami? Welcome to Miami.
Let's do Miami.
Yeah? I like that record too.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
It's like it has a 90s vibe today, the show, which is really cool. Big love and respect. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Catch a vibe. Pulse 95.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass. Only on Pulse. Pulse 95. Pulse.
Catch a vibe. Pulse 95 radio, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 36. And that is just incredible. Just like I'm actually taking a look at all the episodes that we have done, and it has just been really an honor. Seriously, I've said this before. It rejuvenates me as a radio host. It rejuvenates me as a human because everyone comes in with their different vibes, different energy, different things that inspires them, and that is just incredible. With me right here is someone who really impacted the music community in the UAE. Someone who when you go to a place and you hear really good music, vibe with Mr. Shef Codes.
Yes.
Incredible. An amazing DJ, human. Chef, what would you say is the most challenging thing that you've been through? DJing wise, musically wise.
I always say it's the introduction of new music, but I think nowadays, because the generations have changed and switched, they're more inquisitive and more open to new music. I think that was the difficult part. Now it's not anymore.
Well, what do you mean by that? Like, you're saying people are more open to new music now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, compared to before. I think in Dubai, it was a Dubai thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we would try and play new records back in the day, and people would just stand and look.
No, but that's interesting. Obviously, my knowledge of hip hop, that the DJ is truly important in hip hop. It's number one. Like 100%. Obviously with Kool Herc, and so DJs back then used to break a record, meaning there were the DJs that were obviously breaking the record and introducing us, the fans.
Exactly.
So I think it's also culturally over here, people wanted you to play the records they heard back home.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me personally, I love it when some people go and play sometimes like try to Shazam a record and can't find it.
Yeah.
Does that happen with you sometimes?
Happens a lot. Some people ask me like, yo, they messaged me a couple of days after saying,
what was the record played?
Do you remember that song after this song?
Yeah.
I'm like, I honestly don't remember, but I'll try and like help them out because I'd have a history of the songs I've played, but most of the time I don't remember.
Incredible.
Because it was just that time.
So there's a really, really big statement that goes on in DJ, and I want to know if you're in it, with it, or not.
Okay.
Which is, real DJs don't take requests.
Real DJs.
It's a thing. And it's not only in the UAE, obviously. I'm talking worldwide. It's a thing. Like, I'll play my music as a DJ. You like it, you don't like it, boom. What do you think about it?
There's a time and place for it.
Agree.
There's a time and place for it. Like, if you're going to see Tiesto.
Yeah.
Right? You can't go to Tiesto and say, can you play the Macarena? Do you know what I mean? Like, just be there.
That's
be
actually
present. Be present.
100%. But because the perception of people when they see a DJ, they think that he or she is just playing.
Yeah.
Oh, play me a record, I know.
Yeah.
But obviously, when it's someone famous like Tiesto,
Yeah.
they don't even dare to ask that.
They can't.
But I mean, look at some of the DJs right here. Hey, you know, sometimes like
Yeah.
they
But
have the phone thing. I'm sure you get that.
Yeah, I get it a lot. But like I said, there's a time and place for it. If it's a regular, popular spot, people would want to listen to. I mean, sometimes it's a good way of reading the crowd, because they would say, "Oh, can you play a Rihanna song or a
Yeah.
Taylor Swift song?"
Yeah.
So you'd know.
You
What
don't
kind of
mind that as a
direct-
DJ.
Honestly, because you're making people happy, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a request that you're not like, you need to know how to maneuver it for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I'm sure throughout the years you're mastering
Expert,
this. Right?
yeah. I'll say, yeah, sure, I'll play it, and then I won't play it.
Oh,
I
man.
would play it. Most of the time, like 80% of the time, I would play it.
You would.
Yeah.
That's very interesting because do you? This is a personal question. Do you think that because you have you have a nice way about you? When I mean a nice, like there's a sense of that peace. Do you think that peace gets taken for granted, or like that peace taken for use it? Sometimes people abuse it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Can you open more about that? Because I feel when it comes to you as Shef, you're somebody that we have a lot of friends in common, and really the way I've been here, you've impacted me personally, and you've impacted the community. So do you feel that peace that you have, that you always been like that, is taken for granted or used in a way?
Sometimes it is like that, but I've learned to say no and be more at peace with myself, because if it happens once, it'll all happen again.
Facts.
Right? It'll be very repetitive. But I've learned to say yes and no at different occasions. I know when to say no and when to say yes. And it might be a fault of my own, but I know that I've done it. If that makes sense. Like if it's something that didn't go the right way, I know that I said yes. I've said yes and it went the wrong way.
I get it.
So if it's a mistake that I made, but now I've learned to say no a lot.
And it's interesting, obviously, that you say that now that you learned, because I think it's really important for all of us to realize, I fall into that as well, and I haven't really found out a way, yet, because I'm always scared to hurt the other person, or the other person would be mad or something like that, or break bridges or all these.
Right. I mean, look, there's always a time and place. You always have to realize, would that person do the same thing for you, right? And it's nothing bad from anyone's perspective. It's just I think we tend to overthink it. We overthink that, what if this person does this? Or
Yeah.
what this?
No, but that's what I'm saying. For me, it helps a lot that you're at peace with yourself. So I think for me, just learning that about you right now also helped me realize that maybe I'm not at peace with myself anyway. So I have to work on myself first before. And I noticed that about you, and now you're saying that you're okay with that. So that's very interesting. We're getting into psychology, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Is there a record that people ask of you to play, like the most kind of requested record? Is that something that?
Look, a lot of guys don't come and request. There's a lot of women that come and request. Like a lot of girls that come and request. There's a lot of girly songs. I get a lot of requests for Beyonce.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Like numerous times. And it's funny because I would make friends with these girls who asked me to play Beyonce. They would be really good friends, and they'll tell me, "Yo, Shef, can you come play my wedding?" And
oh wow!
Yeah, it's got to that point.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Beyonce. Well, that's insane.
Yeah.
You said that you're a fan of the R&B.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of the artists that you enjoy personally? Playing the records.
Right now,
I'm saying as Mr. Shef Code. This is like your personal taste.
My personal taste.
Yeah.
What do I usually play? Like a lot of Bryson Tiller.
Bryson Tiller, figured, yeah.
I like Bryson Tiller. I like the old school stuff like Anderson .Paak.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like who else do I like? I used to love Ryan Leslie a lot.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Wow.
But yeah, like more the stuff right now. Like I know a lot of people don't like Drake, but I like Drake a lot because he's more of an R&B guy than a hip hop guy, right?
Interesting.
He can still spit, but also like
yeah, he's like
he can do a good R&B record.
Oh, 100%. I think for me, I miss rappers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, for me,
I get it.
That's just me, obviously. But you're also very vocal about supporting the local, community. I see you try to play, like the Moflos, the Freaks, like here and there. Does that something that, like, you when you drop a record, you think, oh, I want to do it to support, or it just really makes sense in the set? What goes in your mind when you're playing these records, especially if you play like in a club or something like that,
in a crowded place?
Yes, yeah.
I just feel like we need to implement more of that, right? We need to, collectively, we need to do it, because if it makes sense for me to play it right now, or at that time during my set, I would drop it, because it sonically sounds like some of the songs that I was playing at that time, and it needs to be like, for me, I don't like it when someone tells me, "Well, can you play my song?" I just want to do it organically.
Yes.
I want to do it because I connect with the song.
And it just makes sense.
It just makes sense to this, like for example, I don't know any words from the Sidu Simba and
Mar Simba. Yeah.
I don't know any. I don't like. It doesn't make. For me, I need to translate it. Someone needs to translate it for me.
I'll do it for you.
Do you know what I mean? But it's sonically sounds really good with like some of the other Afrobeat songs. So I would play it.
That's incredible.
Like
obviously, Mar Simba, like they're from Sudan. They're incredible, and the fact that you play them in your setting, Chef, that is you're showing love and support.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
In your own way, because your setting is different than my setting.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about it. I need your honest reply to this, as you've been honest. We talk about the great things. Obviously, I'm talking about the DJ community. What is something that we can improve? I'm talking about the community generally. And this is not, again, a shame or like, this is your opinion about the DJ community in the UAE.
Yeah.
What is something that can be improved? Because every time, everything can be improved.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the DJ community is bad or terrible or good. I'm just saying, from your opinion, what can we do to improve it?
I just think
what's needed.
I don't know. For the most part, I think we need to work collectively. There's a lot of territories. It's very territorial. We need to work together. Because Dubai is such a small city, but when we have conversations about New York, about Paris, about Tokyo, we always have to talk about Dubai as well.
Facts.
Right? So, but we don't have anything as a collective. Like a lot of people in New York would support each other, or a lot of people in LA would support each other. But we're not supporting each other. Like, we're not bringing anybody up. We're not as a collective.
Why? The question is why? What's missing? Is it like an ego thing?
I think it's like I said, it's territorial.
Okay.
Like, you can't play here because I'm playing here. I think it's a lot of insecurities.
Okay.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just they make money and this is just me. The way people think is very different. Like I feel like I've come to the point, or a lot of other DJs in my capacity, I've come to the point where we want to show love to the younger DJs.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're getting older. We need to show the ropes to like the younger DJs. Like how can we support that? How do we get to the point where we need Dubai to shine more? We need to collectively do it as like a DJ collective, I guess. Maybe maybe there was a big DJ super group, that would be fantastic.
Actually, that's a cool idea.
Right?
Let's manifest that.
Yeah, let's think about it.
That's a cool idea, actually. The fact that, I mean, just throughout the session, and I can't believe, like, our time is up, but I can't believe it. It's just there's a lot of things I didn't even tap into. But I wanted to know from you. When you're DJing, have you reached a place where even if you're having difficult time on a personal level, that you're able to still rock it and just do the work?
Switch off. Yeah, 100%.
Wow. Is that difficult to reach in terms of like, because you still have, I mean, I'm sure you've been through events where you're not maybe doing okay and you still DJ.
Yeah. I look at it from a perspective of people coming in, because if you're a rapper or if you're like an artist on the main stage, people want to come see you, right? And obviously I don't see myself in that level, but I just think people come in, people spend money and time and effort to come get dressed,
of course,
come to the club, maybe to see you, maybe not to see you, but they've come in for a reason. They want to forget what they're doing for the next 3 hours or 4 hours. So why don't you give in all your love and like all the energy?
I mean, you have all that in your mind.
Yeah, I think about it. Like, it's just not about me. It's just about people, like making people dance. It's not about you. Like, I can't be egoistic and say, oh no, it's just me. It's my world. I want to like, I'm the main character.
Man.
No, it's just, can't.
Throughout this conversation, it's interesting how everything I've thought about you before, and how you kind of instilled that kind of it's like a puzzle that was all over, and then kind of you just made sure that it's everything how I think about you in terms of like this piece internally, how you got into DJing and how you carry yourself, how I feel that there's no ego, how you want to give back to the community. All these things are just incredible. I would say at the end, what's Mr. Shef Codes' dream? Like, what is the dream, the ultimate dream right here?
The ultimate dream right now is, do you know when they write a history book about DJs in the UAE? I want my name to be on it.
You're there already.
I think that's my dream.
You are definitely there, my brother. And I mean, this is facts. This is like, facts saying. If someone would ask you, what's your highlight in your DJing career, what would it be? Until now.
There's so many.
Like, give me like two.
I just feel like it's the journey. Like, I feel like being able to DJ with different DJs and learning and like actually seeing it live. There's not a lot of people, a lot of DJs who would get that opportunity. Like, not a lot of DJs would be able to warm up for Jazzy Jeff, for example.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
And then being able to see different artists right up front. I think like DJing has got me so far to the point where I've seen a lot of artists that I didn't think I would see
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal, have conversations with them, see how they think. It's so crazy how far DJing can take you.
Man. And I think towards the end, I want you to address the youngsters or someone who really wants to become a DJ, or someone. What would you say is your experience? Not right or wrong. Yeah. What would you tell them, he or she, to do?
Just practice as much as you can.
Facts.
Get a mentor that would kind of like show you the ropes.
Okay.
That's number 2. Number 3 is see within you how you can be different. Like, if everyone's playing the same song, try and see how you can play differently.
That's a great advice, but you need to be resilient, because everyone would want to, always ride a wave.
Yeah.
But I love that. For me, I think I started to select music recently, and I started playing Arabic hip hop.
Yeah.
So I'm into hip hop. I'm specifically with Arabic hip hop, and it's interesting. I've played some records that not a lot of DJs played.
Yeah.
And I've gotten comments about, whoa, I never really thought I'd go to an event and hear this record.
Right.
And there was not a lot of people vibing with it. There's only few people. There's 10% of a crowd vibe with it. That makes me feel super good.
It's good. It's amazing.
Right? It is like one of those things when you do that. So those are some great advices. It's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Our time is officially, really out, but I don't know what to say. Incredible conversation, man. Thank you for your time. Any last words you'd like to say, Chef?
Thank you so much for having me, my man Hass, Big Hass.
Brother, man, what a guy and what a soul. Mr. Shef Codes, ladies and gentlemen, go follow him on Instagram and check him out. Obviously, on Instagram, I'm sure you talk about where you're performing.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And definitely, this is something that you can check with. The personal ones, the weddings, you still do those?
Oh no, I don't. Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
Unless it's like a special
friend of
request,
yours,
friend of mine, special friend.
I love that. I love everything that you talked about. I love how real you are. I love how you've evolved. And thank you. I gotta say thank you for always showing me love.
Oh man.
Personally, for me, every time I see you at an event, you always show me love and respect, and that for me never gets noticed. I feel like I'm still new to the city and to the country, and you're one of the very few people that always have made me feel welcome. So thank you.
Oh man,
my brother. We love you guys. We salute you. I hope you really enjoyed this. Obviously, chat. We'll catch you guys next week on a new episode, new vibe, new energy. Shef Codes, thank you so much.
Peace
and love.